All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market show. Hope everyone's had a great weekend and hope you're having an amazing morning today. Good morning, Norm. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Carlos. I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Doing good, man. Doing good. All right, guys. So let's get into it. We have a pretty interesting, holiday week coming up. So we'll see how things develop. So with that said, as usual, if you're joining us for the first time, we go over our Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers. The gappers, then Nasdaq active, Nasdaq gainers, and then we'll get into some SPY and then also what's going on with some announcements. So, but before we do that, Norm, what can we expect for this slow week? Usually, holiday week. Volume is gonna might be light a little bit. Any significant news coming out besides the holidays?
Well, we've got obviously, so as far as the holiday goes, tomorrow we trade till 1 p.m. Eastern. It's a half day and the market closes, and then it'll be closed on Wednesday. And then the following week, New Year's Day, Wednesday will be closed as well. There is no short day, New Year's Eve. While we're light on earnings and there's sporadic economic data, not a whole lot
Light
released
a little
this
bit.
week, a little bit next week. There's some today, which I'll get into in a minute. Um, there can be activity in the next week and a half, 2 weeks, based on people rebalancing portfolios, window dressing, all those kinds of things, tax loss sales, everything else at the end of the year. So there can be some activity. You just have to be very picky in my head about uh, what you're going to choose, and keep in mind that there might be some areas where there's increased volume, and it's not necessarily following specific patterns or other things that we watch. So
Yep, yep.
as far as the SPY news and everything else, we're up a third of a percent, which is actually a pretty decent gap for the SPY. That is on some news, primarily, I believe, that China was reducing or eliminating tariffs. So it's really just more positive news in the China US trade talks, trade deal phase one that's going on. And then as far as economic data this morning, like I said, we've got durable goods, CapEx, Chicago Fed index that just came out 4 minutes ago. New home sales for November will come out at 10 a.m. Eastern. So that's what we got.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Norm, for that. Appreciate it. All right, guys, so let's get to it. Let's start over with our gappers list, which is a little bit light, which is not bad for a Monday. Actually, this is typical stuff that we see here. Let's remove this on here and we'll get started. All right, so we have some new rows to make. And then we'll start with ITCI. So let's take a look at that. ITCI this morning. What do we have? So ITCI, wow, gapping up 100% on the dot here, going from 12 bucks over to 24. Norm, what's up with this one? This got some action going on early.
Yeah, so this is a biotech, and there was news earlier that they received FDA approval on a schizophrenia treatment. So that is what's popped them.
All right. They got a great pre-market activity, guys. You can see this is a beautiful pre-market activity. 2.4 million shares traded so far. That's the type of volume we like to see on these type of stocks. So again, great action here going on. There's going to be a fun one to trade this morning. Just we got to be careful, obviously, with the number of shares you take. Some of these candles already are $1 a pop, right? So we want to be cautious on that area.
And one thing to note on this one, it's not a low float. We would kind of classify it as a mid float at
Yep.
46.9 million shares per TI, but it does have a relatively high short float at 28%. So that
Yep.
could affect how it trades.
Yep, absolutely. So that's ITCI. We'll definitely keep an eye on this one. SRPT. I think this one popped up into our list last week sometime, or maybe the week before in this gap up here. So today we are gapping up a little bit more, 9%, kind of hitting the top of the area of the level we had of resistance when we did this beautiful gap up. Traded very nice all the way up to this 138, and now we're back up there again. So Norm, so obviously we had some news here before. This thing it looked like it was, rounding down here and kind of heading towards probably this moving average. Then we got some great news popped up and now sold off a bit right to the level of where it had gapped up to, and now we're gapping up again. So obviously some more good news for
Yep.
RSPT going on this morning.
Yep, they have announced a partnership with Roche, which is a large drug company, for work on a Duchenne muscular dystrophy
Oh
therapy.
yes, I remember that. Yep.
So they had popped on news about this drug to begin with, and now they've got a partnership. I guess it's an international partnership outside the U.S. working on this drug with Roche. So
All
that's
right,
what's going on
perfect.
there.
All right, so definitely worth watching, guys. Again, this thing has had some action before. Look at the volume. It looks like today we're heading in that direction. So 184,000 shares traded right now. We are up 9.4. Pre-market activity is a little bit choppy, not as clean as obviously as ITCI. I mean, this is just textbook pre-market activity here, creating a nice flow. RSPT definitely does not have that, but definitely one that we could keep an eye on as we is a former runner. We've seen some good volume out of this, so definitely worth keeping an eye on. All right, so that's all we have on our Trade Ideas Gappers list. I know later on, most likely, we're going to get more activity happening here. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let's pop over to NASDAQ Active, NASDAQ Gainers, ITCI. We have on our list already. So this is good, very active. AMD this morning, 495. So that's some decent volume for AMD. So 495, we'll throw this on here. AMD, definitely worth watching today. And just look at the daily. Look at the nice, beautiful breakout on Friday. We talked about this getting over this area of resistance. It ditches that nicely. And today could be a good day for a continuation if the SPY doesn't do anything that holds it back from heading any higher. So I think this is setting up nicely. Also, pre-market activity is a little bit choppy for what you would usually get out of AMD. We do have this one big candle here with 166, but again, with 495, I expect AMD to still get tons of volume and hopefully trade well this morning. Let's head down to IMPX. This one, penny stock, not doing much. PGNX got some volume, 306. It is up 6.8. And it has been dropping now, so I was high as probably 10 or so here. But again, just looking at the daily, looking at this pre-market activities, I'm just not liking what I'm seeing right now on this ticker. So let's just back up here a little bit. Yeah, even the daily overall, you got some days where you have some really good action going on, but overall the daily just seems very choppy. So again, on the fence on this one. Let's check what the flow is as well. Might be going for the actually, it's not a low flow stock. It's 84 million shares. But again, I'm gonna put this down here as a possible. I just don't like the way it's setting up right now. Seems very choppy in the pre-market action at the moment. Also, the daily is very choppy. Could be an indication of how this stock normally trades. I don't think we ever traded this one here. But again, we'll keep an eye on it in case it gets better. Next, we have ACST.
This one is.
Yep, go ahead.
This one is. By the way, this one is moving on a catalyst.
Oh, it is. Okay, what we got?
Yeah, they had positive results on a prostate cancer drug trial.
All right, that is definitely worth taking a look at then. So we'll keep it on here. Hopefully this can become better here on the actual pre-market activity. Go ahead.
I'm not sure this didn't get halted earlier. Our Trade Ideas doesn't have it on the halts, but I thought it did get halted earlier on news on the news release for that. So.
Gotcha. Oh, so that did happen this morning. That news release.
Yep.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Right. So for those that don't know, if you're using Dash Trader Pro, this T here, that means that it was trading has resumed. Most likely, when you see that, is because it was halted in this trading day. All right. So let's head down over to ACST. ACST. Wow, had a couple of huge days here on ACST, leaving this 190 area and just heading up over to $3. Right now, pre-market actions, it's just horrible, guys. All the actions really sitting on a few candles are just creating the volume of this 279, but again, nothing really active here. Now, this one could be a good possible, guys. I mean, it has been very active. As you can see, it's been very strong. But stocks under $5, you want to be extra careful with. It's just don't trade as well as the stuff that we're used to trading. I'm not sure if this is what the flow is on this one, ACST. Does not seem, it didn't look like it was a low flow stock. It's 77 million shares flow, but anything under $5, just want to be cautious because again, it's just our style of trading. Sometimes our patterns don't work best on these type of stocks. But this one's very active over the last couple of days. Seems like it could be extended. You do have shares for sure, so definitely worth taking a look at as a possible. ACST, we'll throw that on here. If we find something better, we'll just nix this one off the list. SAVA on this list also gapping up nicely, 19%, 274,000 shares traded at the moment. Just going to check what is the float on this one. SAVA. Okay, so 15 million shares flow. So a little bit on the lower side. For anyone joining us new, anything under 20 we consider low float. Obviously, anything under 10.3 is just, obviously extremely low flow. But anything under 20, we want to be cautious with. So this one this morning, it's got some volume. It is up nicely. Nice little pop here. But look at the daily, right? Sometimes these daily charts, they just don't have any type of pattern. This is kind of like the way they trade also in the intraday. So we want to be cautious with these type of trading stocks that have this type of weird, funky, choppy daily action. You have one day here where you had a lot of action going on, a lot of volume, right? Popped up, and then it did give you some movement to 260, but then kind of sold off, right? So you can expect some of that today as well. But again, not our style of trading. It is active. Pre-market is very choppy. Worth looking at it for a second time just to see if anything develops there. But again, not really one that we want to keep in as a priority this morning. Cara, CARA, we have traded this one in the past before. Right now, it's not doing much. I don't see volume. Not sure what this one is on here, so we'll skip this one. Two NASDAQ indicators here. We have the SQQQ and the TQQQ. So a little bit up this morning. Tesla is just continues to rip higher, up 1.9%. This will be hitting our scanners once it gets above 2% here. Some serious volume, and I mean, look at this thing just ripping higher. Definitely worth taking a look at. Tesla here. I think it's going to be fun to watch.
That is on, I believe that's on news of some new debt financing for their Chinese plant out of a Chinese bank. So just a heads up on that. They announced on Friday that, I believe it was Friday, they announced they had delivered 5,000 cars in China, a market they had just opened, and that's supposed to really ramp. It's part of what's helped pop their stock price up here recently.
All right, delivery secure type stuff. Love it. So Tesla definitely on here, guys. Definitely worth watching. I mean, it's just been incredible to trade the last couple of days. Yayo is on here again. What did it do last time?
Yayo.
Yeah, it has something going on, but then this type of stock you just want to stay away from. I mean, look at the volume. We're moving between a couple of cents here. Again, it's just not our typical style of trading. What is the float on this one too? Did anyone trade this successfully last week? I highly doubt it. Yeah, I can't even see the flow. It's not showing on TI here for whatever reason. But again, guys, not our typical style we want to watch. I'm just going to skip this one.
Finviz is saying 4.5 million.
Yeah, that's not worth watching. All right, ITCI we have. This one here, DEACW. Not sure what this is, but doesn't look interesting at all. Yayo we have on our list. Actually, we took it off. This could be one that you just, again, it could take off and be amazing. You could look at it after the fact and say, wow, I could have been here from 180 all the way up to $3. But what's the risk you're going to take on this stock? Are you going to just gamble, or are you going to see an actual pattern that you can trade, right? So I just don't see that happening. SLNO, nothing going on here, no volume. EVGN, this one is no activity, no volume. MBOT, also no activity. DEACU, probably attached to the other one. This was Diamond Acquisition Stocks, looks like. So again, nothing going on there. NEPT, also no activity, only 1,000 shares traded. NERV, the last one on this list, also no volume, only 10K traded this morning. Norm, what do you like so far this morning? How's your top 4 looking today?
Nvidia's up 1%. That's looking pretty interesting. It's really broken out from that 228, 229 level that we discussed early last week. Apple, my opinion stays the same on that for the moment. I think it's stuck at 280 right now until it gets the catalyst and breaks one way or the other. I think I don't see a whole lot going on with it. Could be wrong. Maybe it moves 5% today, but that's what it looks like to me. It's just been stuck in its range. Facebook's been trading really well. Finally broke above 200 pretty considerably last week. And so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And then, of course, Roku has just been, it's been one of the biggest traders this year. So that's what's going on there. I've got Tesla on my list, like you said. I think it will pop up on our gappers at some point. It's almost at 2%. I think it's been off and on this morning. That's what I got for the moment.
All right, excellent. All right, let's go to the chat, guys. What do you guys have on your end? What do you like? So let's start with SGEN. This one sounds familiar. I think we have looked at this one before in the past. SGEN. Let's take a look here. No activity. Only 22,000 shares traded. So yeah, you want to check that volume first. Not much going on here. And also, aside from the volume, usually you have a catalyst or something else going on. I don't see anything on the daily showing that there's anything exciting happening with this one, so you might want to avoid this one for today. Check into it later. Maybe it does something, but for the open, at least, I don't see anything too exciting happening there. ARD, this one was this was the one that was very active last time on here. Let me just remove these levels. Could be putting in for a continuation, slightly over 100K here. Should be, there it is, coming up in our gappers list now that it has the volume. Could be a possible. It did trade very well. Could put in a continuation. Let's look at Friday's trading, right? We usually don't go back on Mondays, but let's look at Friday's trading. Had a beautiful opening range breakup here on the 5, and let me get this a little smaller. Here we go. And it just took off, guys. Never look back. Look at this. Just his opening range right there, breaking out of some areas of resistance over in the pre-market, and it just took off nicely. Gave you a nice consolidation period here, almost a bull flag forming, and another push towards higher highs here. So again, RAD traded very clean on Friday, traded very clean on Thursday. So you know, worth watching, guys. Throw it on here. Now, is this a low flow? I do not remember. I don't think it was. No, 53 million shares flow. Definitely worth watching. Thank you for bringing that up, Stan the man. Lulu. All right, let's see what we have here. Lulu, let's see what's going on there.
Lulu looks interesting, but it's got no volume this morning.
Yeah. See, now the difference between volume and whether it's interesting or not is that this one you see kind of the breakout happening. Yesterday we had not yesterday, Friday we had a nice push here, so now we're up against this area of resistance. So this could be interesting for a possible breakout, but the volume is not there, right? So throw it down here with the possibles, just in case. These are stocks we can tune into later, you know, 10:30, 11:30 when things are slowing down with our main list, and see what's going on there, or see if one of these come up in our trade idea scanners, right? We have those up for you, so if anything comes up there, we can take advantage of it. Yep, I see a lot of mention on JD is also came up in our gappers list here. It's not there no more, but let's take a look at JD, see what's going on there. I expect it was going to have more volume. Only 107 right now. It is up 1.9 this morning. Where's the volume? Oh, here it is. Okay. There he goes. All right, so yeah, this could be interesting today, guys. JD can tend to be a little choppy. Norm, I don't know if there's any specific news on JD today, but if there's not, it can trade very choppy from experience.
Yeah, it can. I think there's some kind of they're trying to raise more money, or one of their groups. I haven't looked deeply into JD this morning, and I apologize
No worries
for that. But I think it's one of their business segments is trying to raise some capital.
Okay. All right. So definitely let's take a look at it, guys. I see a lot of you guys mentioned it here on our chat room and also on the YouTube chat. So let's keep an eye on it. Volume is low right now. Pre-market is not great. The daily looks okay. Looks interesting because we have a possible breakout here, but we definitely need some catalysts or some movement to get this going. APA, let's look at that one, see what's going on here. This is the one that Brian took an amazing swing trade. We talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Again, just an amazing swing trade. I think he got in around this area here. And I'm not sure if he's still in this trade. He probably got out here after taking several partials out. But again, if you're not signed up for the swing trade stuff, definitely go into our website, www.bearbootraders. Go to the swing trading tab, and you can sign up at the bottom. Again, no credit card needed, none of this sign up stuff or monthly fee. It's just strictly email alerts of what's happening. Also keep up with the YouTubes, get his book. You know, it's important that you also learn how to swing trade, not just follow someone, right? That's important as well. All right, so JD looks good. APA right now, guys, I don't see great stuff happening at the moment. It did gap up nice. Volume, you know, actually not a zoom out on the daily. It actually looks interesting because we do have an area of possible breakout here. It is gapping up. Pre-market's not looking all that exciting. We do have some okay volume. Yeah, this could be a good possible, guys. It looks like Brian's swing trade could be turning into a good daily trade today. I wonder if he's still in this. I got to check with him when he comes on later on. All right, let's go down here to LK. See what we have with LK. At the moment, no activity. I see what you're looking at, possible breakout on the daily, but right now it's pretty quiet. So we're just going to bypass this one. Even the volume is very low on LK. All right, let's check on YouTube. What do we have? Let's start with SGen. We looked at JD. We have on our list Netflix. Let's try that out. All right, so Netflix this morning loved the daily. Again, this almost looks like Tesla, you know, these other stocks that are kind of breaking out here. Same situation. Look at the rip here, how strong this has been, leaving this area of resistance, which is, you know, after slowing down here around 315, the next day just plummeted here, took off, and hitting this moving average and still took off after that. So again, just very strong this morning. Pre-market, it's light, so it's a good possible for us to look at, but right now the pre-market activity is extremely light. We could get some kind of continuation. It does look very extended though, guys. This thing is, just look at the rip. It's green days. How many green days we have here? Probably 2 weeks or so worth of green day trading here. So could be a little bit extended, could be interesting to watch. I think it's a great possible as well. We got a lot of possibles today. We're going to rip through these and minimize the possible. Some there don't look all that great, but I think Netflix is a real good possible to watch this morning. NIO is a stock that we at one point was always active, but it's very difficult to trade. I remember we had this in our list several times, but it was just very wild to trade. So today, guys, I'm not seeing anything good even in the pre-market activity. Just look at this price action here. This is not great price action. This is something you want to avoid at all costs. So don't get fooled by the volume, and it's up 2.2. The daily looks actually pretty good. Daily looks clean, but this does not look clean at all. So you want to avoid this one. But even when it was in play, this was one of the stocks that, again, you could get burned pretty bad because it just didn't trade well. The price action was not clean at the open. So just be aware of that on NIO. Next, we have FedEx. What is FedEx up to? Very active last week with this huge drop. Again, they had, I believe it was bad earnings. And now they're just kind of consolidating, going sideways. They don't have a lot of volume right now, guys, so not much going on. Pre-market is light. Again, I think you're just getting consolidation here. What I do like is you do have a great level. We're not going to watch this one today, but you do have a great level here at 151 that you can come up and try to test again. You can see that very nice area of support can now that can become resistance at 151.25. But right now, pre-market is pretty light, guys. Not much going on there. All right, folks. What else do we have? AGQ. Yeah, AGQ. I'm not sure what kind of stock this is, but again, pre-market's just not there. There's no volume, guys. Very light. Also, this is a funky. What kind of stock is this? Pro Shares Ultra Silver. Is this silver?
Yeah, this is a silver ETF or ETN.
Yeah, no, guys, this is not really tradable like that. It's only tradable if if you're trading the bigger picture, not really for day trades. So I will avoid this one. Okay, folks. I think that is what we have so far. Anything else that we might have missed? Norm, anything else that you have on your list? Disney. Check that out. Disney. No, Disney. It's just consolidating, guys. I don't see much happening. It can go either way. What will be interesting in Disney is if we lose this area. This is a beautiful area of support here, guys. This is very, very clean area of support. If we lose this, we tested it twice, and a few times here, kind of dipping below it. If we lose that area of support, it becomes very interesting. Or if we break out of the area of resistance, which is up here where that high and low is from the last 2 trading days, this area here. Right now, if it just stays stuck in here, it's not going to be all that exciting at the moment. Also, pre-market is not doing anything because the volume is just so light, and I'm not aware of any catalyst on Disney. Usually, when we're getting good catalysts on Disney, you can tell the volume is there immediately in the morning. So right now, it just looks like it's just chopping around. All right, perfect. Let's go over to announcements. Norm, let me just check here. Apologies.
It's the same one you had last week.
Oh, it is. Okay, so let me just get that going for us. And also for those that have not heard, Peter is back, so we're happy to have him back. I cannot wait for him to get on later today and go over some of the stuff that he had.
Talk about his new face tattoo. And...
Yes, want to see all of that. So looking forward to that. Also, let me just open this up. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to announce this, Norm, but I'll do it for you because I think it was an amazing interview. Norm had a great interview with Donnie Hensley. So if you haven't checked that out yet, guys, it was very entertaining. I truly enjoyed it. Very informative and fun. You got the podcast has to be fun, right? And entertaining, and that's exactly what that was. I'm just going to send this link now, guys. Definitely later on, check it out after your trading. It was, again, very fun, entertaining, and I truly enjoyed it. All right, let's get to announcements here. Let's bring up our slides.
Yeah, most of you guys probably know who Donnie is. He's the president of Sprint Trader, so one of the brokerages, that some people use for active trading. And he tunes into our morning show here and there. So when he's got time, I know a lot of times he's busy with clients, but it was a lot of fun. So if you happen to be listening, thank you for having me, and hope you have a great week, great Christmas. Anyway, let's see here. So the weekly rundown, obviously, it might be a little bit in flux this week just because of Carlos. You throw it back up there.
Where did it go? Oh, there we go. There it is.
I don't know. There you go. So I believe Brian will be on later. I don't know if he'll be doing his swing trade discussion. It's kind of a weird week to be swing trading with market hours and everything else, but typically that's Monday at 2:30. Eastern, and then Class 1 onboarding. Do you have Class 1 tonight?
Yes, we're still doing Class 1 tonight. Yes, okay. We are. Yep.
Awesome. And then trade reviews are generally Tuesday, Thursday at noon in the classroom. So I know Eamon's also got Exams, I think they end today. So good luck, Doc. If you happen to, you're not on yet, but when he gets rid of his exams, we'll have him for quite a while to be free and in the room a ton. And then if you flip. So, guys, we're working on the new website. We've talked about this. We would love to add some member testimonials to it. When you sign on in the menu, the bottom one is to write a testimonial or a review. If you do that, we're much appreciative. Just give your honest review of BBT. You can include a headshot. We'd love to put that on the new website. So thank you very much in advance. Also, you'll notice in the chat room we have a couple new tabs. We have a call-outs tab and a swing trading tab. Swing trading is kind of self-explanatory. Callouts is specifically for setups that you see. And I kind of think of it in a way that it's not stuff that we're looking at that moment. If we're trading Apple, let's say, and then the main chat works for that. But if we didn't talk about FedEx and you see FedEx setting up or doing something, then shout it out in there. Just try to keep it as clean as possible. We're trying to find a way that to reach everybody how they would like to be messaged and limit some of the noise. And then be sure to keep main chat as clean as you can. And you can always use off topic for anything that, not directly related to trading. Also, our new scanner contest still going on. If you put in your trade ideas scanner settings and such in a description into the forum post, the community will vote. You can win an iPad or an iPhone, and we will take the best scanner and add it to our group of scanners that we put up in the room every day. Meetup Seattle, January 18th. You can see the forum post and RSVP there. Also, 1 week chat room trial discount. Use the promo code premarket24. That's premarket24. No spaces, no hyphens. Does not auto renew or turn into a different kind of membership. So also, you had mentioned, Carlos, you had mentioned the podcast with Donnie. If you follow us on Twitter, I'm at NormBBT. Carlos is at CarlosMBBT. You can get info like that in case you miss a morning show.
All right, excellent. Thank you, Norm. All right, folks, so let's get to it here. Let's see what how we can fine-tune this list a little more. So let's start over with ITCI. So let's start at the top here. Oh, don't tell me my stuff froze. We don't need that today. 1 second, guys. Yeah, it's not good. All right, no, I'm not sure if you can still hear me, but it looks like my
Yeah, I can hear you.
looks like my DAS is freezing here. I'm not sure if it's my DAS or my yeah, it could be my DAS. Let me just check here. Give it a second and see if it comes back up. Yeah, still not. Let me see. Let me start turning off some stuff here. Save some bandwidth. See if that works.
Look like your level 2 just moved there.
Yeah, it moved. But you see how my mouse is? It doesn't allow me to click on here. So let me just close a few things. See what's going on. Apologies, guys. All right, I closed something that worked. Not sure what it was, but looks like we're back. Okay, so
there you go.
Here it is. So let's start with
part of the fun of having a live show, right?
Absolutely. So here it is, guys.
And one thing of note, real quick, before you get rolling into this, it's been noted that Boeing BA Bravo Alpha has been halted on news, so you want to keep that up for sure.
Oh yeah, yep. See right here. So here's what you see when it has to halt, guys, on DAS Trader Pro HS, and then you have the trading halts here. So, all right, cool. Let's see what happens there. We'll keep an eye on that. Just added on here. We'll see what comes out of that. All right, start at the top. ITCI, guys. We have again great pre-market activity, guys. This is beautiful. Great volume. 3.2 million shares traded. Hopefully, it's not so much volume that is too wild at the open, right? There's a lot of volume already, and at the open we expect even more. So hopefully something that is somewhat manageable to trade and that we can get some good opportunities. Let's find some levels here. We have high of our pre-market sitting at 25.20. Let's scroll back and see what do we have here towards the left. Obviously we're up 89, almost 100% earlier today on this stock, so that's quite a bit. Whoa, we haven't been up here in a while. Okay, here we go. We got some stuff going back to 2018. Not sure if this is the all-time high in this peak over here, but if we look at this peak here, we have some daily stuff we can go off. We have 25.77. It's a nice area here. We have some resistance before we drop down. This 25.13, you can see several days opening and closing, at least two right on that area, so that's important as well to have. We do have, where the price action is now at 23.65, we do have an area of resistance. A nice daily. This is a beautiful daily double top. That would have been a great swing trade. Daily double top there of that 23.65. Below that, we have, again, just the daily here. This daily chart, guys, is perfect because everybody's looking at the exact same levels. I mean, look how clean these levels are. You cannot miss this, right? And when you have such a clean daily chart like that, it's very easy to find levels. This is why clean daily charts make easy in the intraday a lot easier to find these support and resistance. So below that, guys, below the 22.21, we do have one right here as well. 2068, you can see several days using as resistance, support, more resistance here, more support, resistance, and we also have tons of resistance here. Look at this right over here. Actually, excuse me, that's support. Tons of resistance here before we are able to break out. And guess what we break out to? The next area of resistance right on here, 22.21, which has been resistance in the past, right? So again, that's plenty of levels. Here's our price action right now. This 23.34. We got 1, 2, 3 towards the top, and we got 2 great ones towards the bottom. All right, so that is what we have right now on ITCI. I think this is going to be a good one to watch this morning. Now, notice how when we go back, I want to show you something. It's important to see how fast this stock is moving today. So if we go back at 2017 and we look at these levels, these price ranges were done between several days, 2-3 days, right? Today, they're being done within minutes. Right, so it's very important to show you how much more this stock is moving today. You want to be very, very cautious with this type of trading today. So just be aware of that. All right, so SRPT, guys, this one is on our list today. Let's zoom into the action right now. We do have some levels from last week when we actually looked at this and traded it in our gappers list. Let's just adjust them a little bit. So high of the pre-market is at 145. So I'm going to move this 146 down to 145. I think that's going to be more important. High of the pre-market, 145 on the dot. Below that, we do have the low of the pre-market sitting right at 133. So whole dollar numbers there. Below that, guys, you got plenty of levels. You got the highs and lows from the last 2 trading days. You also got this beautiful previous day close, which is right where the start of this gap was, right here. So that's interesting. So right on there, very strong support. Keep that on there. Then you have 120 and 113 from previous trading, from previous levels we did here. Look at that 113 being an area of resistance that can now be support. Now above the 141, if we decide to head north here, we do have a level all the way at 150.30, right? Very clean double top here and off this level, showing some resistance. This 145, which is the pre-market at the moment, you can see the area of support that it has done. Then within here, there's no major support or resistance, right? Besides this one right over here, I'm gonna mark it. This is like a minor one. 150.27. You can see several days on there, but nothing like this pivot points. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's it, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So those two are trading between 158 and 145. It's very clean, very clear. Everybody's going to be looking at those. This one here, this 150, be aware that's not a major one. You got some days off of that, but not really a major support or resistance. All right, so let's look at AMD. So AMD this morning, again, had the volume, continues to get the volume, 628. Pre-market action is still just sideways, right? It's just chopping around, just wrapping itself around the VWAP. The daily, though, is very interesting. At the moment, we do have some great daily chart, great breakouts that have been happening on AMD lately. So I'm going to remove the levels that we have, and I'm going to put in here the high of the pre-market sitting at 44.72 towards the bottom. Plenty of levels, guys. Just check this out. Highs and lows, last 2 trading days, previous day closing. Now you have some moving averages too, catching up and sneaking in there as well. I'm going to go back. I'm going to bring in our weekly chart. I think we have to really go back for AMD. I don't think we're at all-time high with this one. I don't believe so. Or are we? No, we're not. No. Here we go. We're going back so far now. June, what is this? June, July 2000. So we'll put this level on here, 47. Actually, no, excuse me. You have one at 46.50, and then another one here around 47.73. So plenty of levels there. I don't think you need to add more to that. But again, this one has been very strong. Look at the daily lately. It's just been ripping higher and higher. Today's very active. We just need some kind of direction this morning. Here's Tesla, guys. Again, all-time highs. I'm going to remove this level we have here. This 420 we had. I'm sorry. Plenty of levels now, highs and lows last 2 trading days, previous day close. We just need this thing to continue to run here nicely. High of the pre-market at the moment at 415. So again, very strong. Let's see if we can test that one more time. We're joking around in the channel. This thing wants 420. So we'll see if we can get that today. RAD, guys, this one, again, 2 amazing trading days, and Friday was so clean. Look at the intraday Friday. This thing traded amazing. Beautiful 5-minute open range breakup, beautiful bull flag, just tons of strategy you could have traded here. And that's just off the 5-minute. If you look at the 1-minute, I'm sure you can find more opportunities there as well that were possible to take. So this morning, low of the pre-market is sitting below here, 1355. Above now, the high of the pre-market is very close to the previous day close. We could mark it just to have it. Sitting at what was that? So in 1393. So we'll mark that down. But you got your previous day close here, and then you have some potentials here of the highs from Friday's trading day, right around 1510 or so. So that could be a good target towards the bottom. Plenty highs and lows as well. I think that's enough for RAD this morning. JD, so JD is possible. 145,000 shares traded so far. It is up 1.7. Was high as 2% when it was hitting this area here, and it was hitting our scanners. So definitely worth taking a look at. I think they might have some possible news today that's causing some action on this one this morning. 3610 high of the pre-market towards the bottom, guys. Look at this beautiful daily chart. Has created a nice almost ABCD pattern here. Support. Here's your D and your D point. And you can see highs and lows from the last 2 trading days, previous day close. So plenty of levels heading in that direction. Towards the top, let's look at our weekly. We do have some levels going back to 2018. Up here, obviously, very, very clean level all the way at 45. I don't think we'll get there today. We have another clean level here at 40.24. And then one down here. This is a good one too, 37.87. So 37.87, you can see here. The support that we're seeing, the resistance that we're seeing at 40.24, and then this beautiful rejection here at 45.12, and then right back down to these levels that we were trading before. So that's what we have on JD, kind of giving some back right now, bouncing off this 36.10. Let's look at BA. So BA is still halted on some news, so we'll see when that opens up what kind of action we get out of that today.
Rumor is it's going to be the departure of the CEO.
All right, so that's we'll see if that's good or bad. If he was a good CEO, it could be bad. If he was a bad CEO, it could be good. So we'll see. Or you know what? It doesn't even matter. Sometimes things just react so differently. That's the thing about the markets, right? It can go either way, no matter good or bad news. So we'll see here. BA, looking at it now though. Again, this stock has been beaten up so bad. 320 was a great bounce here. We could go back and test that if this is some bad or good news for them. Obviously, I think it will be good news given all the crap that BA has had to deal with the 737 Max and the way they've been handling this stuff. So that could be some positive news. Who knows? But we'll definitely keep an eye on BA this morning. All right, so that is what we have. Let's look at the Norm's top 4 here. So NVIDIA, guys, looks great. I think this is one to keep an eye on. Apple, I think it's just going to go sideways. I'm going to remove Apple. I'm with you, Norm. I think it's going to take a while. It looks toppy. It might even come back down to 275. Who knows? Start testing some of those moving averages. Facebook also looks interesting. A possible breakout as well. So I'll keep that one as a possible. And Roku is just fun to watch. You never know what you can expect on Roku, especially with the way it's been trading the last couple of days. It has slowed down a bit because look at the ranges that Roku has put in. I mean, it's just incredible the way this thing has been trading. I mean, overall, we've gone from a 175 down to 100, back up to 140. I mean, it's just been all over the place. Right now, we're just kind of fine-tuning things a little bit here, kind of getting into a nice little zone between 140 and 135. So we'll be interesting to see any type of breakout from here between these highs and lows, kind of this range we're in. Any breakout from there would be nice to see. All right, there's some other ones here. Let's just go review them really quick. APA at the moment, it's got some volume, but again, nothing too crazy right now. Lulu, no volume at the moment. PG and X, again, guys, just one. I'm just gonna remove this one. I think it's a good one for today. ACST also not looking great. It has some volume, but look at the pre-market activity, just not clean. So we'll get rid of that one. SAVA also, guys, is again horrible pre-market activity. A lot of volume just sitting on this one candle here, 84,000, and I just don't like the daily. Look at this daily; it's just not clean for us. So we'll get rid of that one. Netflix does have a great daily chart, guys. This could be a great possible. I'm gonna move this up here with Roku and Facebook and NVIDIA. I think this will be a good one to keep an eye on. All right, we'll get rid of that one there. So let's see Lulu. Yeah, I'll get rid of Lulu for now, guys. I don't think anything too great there, so we'll get rid of that one. And APA. APA, you know what? APA could be interesting if it can get going. Could be interesting. So we'll put that on there as our possible list for today. All right, folks, so that is what we have. Let's just recap real quick. ITCI, we like this morning, very active. Looks like it wants to go back and test the high of the pre-market. SRPT here, guys. Pre-market is looking okay, but again, we do have some potential on it. Not my favorite stock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Actually, I might remove SRPT, bring it down to a possible. I don't like the pre-market as much as I like the other ones at the moment, so we'll see. AMD, guys, looks good. Tesla looks great. Hopefully, we can continue to rip higher here. RAD could be a potential possible as well for a possible continuation play here. The volume is good, and also it's been trading very well. I just want to keep it on because the last 2 days traded very nice. JD bouncing off 36.10, and BA waiting on the news to be released. See how this reacts. All right, folks, that is what we have, guys. Norma, unless you have anything else.
No, that's it. This Boeing looks interesting.
Yeah.
As a lot of people have put in here, it is confirmed on the Boeing news that Muhlenberg is out. I think it could be a positive catalyst.
Yeah.
People might see it as the company moving on and finally maybe getting to a resolution in the grounding of the 737 MAX.
Yeah. I could definitely see that. Again, the way the whole thing was handled, the communication and everything, it was very poor. All right, guys, thank you for joining us on YouTube, guys. This is our list right now. We're going to continue to stay in the chat room here and kind of fine-tune this list a little more. Andrew will not be trading this week. I think he's traveling to Chile to do some more running and climbing. I think he has some unfinished business or wants to try some other stuff out there as well. So we will be in the chat room. Take care, guys. Have a great trading day today. Trade safe. And if you're taking off, have a great holiday if we don't see you tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time. Take care, guys.
Take care, guys. Trade safe.